Hey everybody, welcome back to Everyday Barbecue. My name is Mike and I got a special episode for you today. Within just a few weeks of me posting this video, I did some social media posts with me trying to do a deep dish pizza, Chicago style deep dish pizza, and I got so close to nailing it. I mean, it was oh so close, but it just wasn't perfect. Well, I've got a special guest here with me today who's going to show me how to nail it. So I'm going to bring you right back. I'm going to introduce you to him right after this. This is Uncle Don. Uncle Don, one of the best chefs that I know, probably my best friend in the world.
I wouldn't say the best chef.
Well, you're better than I am. I'm not even a chef. Okay, homemade chef. Homemade chef, everyday chef, just like I am, okay? So, Don makes his own dough, makes his own sauce, makes his own pizzas at home all the time. I told him that I was trying to knock this recipe out. I sent him some pictures. So this is gonna be all about how to make a Chicago style homemade deep dish pizza at home. If this works, I'm gonna definitely do this out on the smoker. For today, we're gonna do it inside in the oven because I think most people are gonna do it inside in the oven. I'll move it out to the smoker maybe on the next episode. So tell us how long you've been making pizzas, man.
I've been making pizzas for a long time. Good 10 years making pizzas at home.
All right, so and I've had them.
Right.
They're outstanding. So he makes his own homemade dough. We're going to show you everything here in a second. One tip, if you could give one tip to somebody who's trying to do this at home, what's the most important thing?
The dough.
All right.
The dough. You got to have the right dough.
Now, this is your dough recipe, right?
Right.
Are we going to share that recipe?
Well, it's just basic dough. Basic dough recipe.
We're not sharing the recipe.
No. And there's a couple other things we're not going to share, but that's okay.
We'll show you everything we are and we aren't going to share, okay? They're his recipes, so we'll be able to replace those things with, you know, can-bought sauce or store-bought dough, whatever you want if you don't want to make your own. But let me reposition this camera and get everything laid out so that we can show you everything you're going to need to do this at home. Okay, so for starters, you're going to need a 12-inch cast iron skillet. That's what we're using today. Now, I've got a very, very light coating of oil on this to keep everything from sticking, but you want to prevent from using too much oil because you want that crust to harden up through the cooking process. So a very light coating of oil. Okay, so here's what we've got. We're going to build a simple cheese deep dish today. We've got Don's homemade sauce, which is absolutely outstanding. I just sampled it. Don's homemade dough. I know that's unbelievably good. We've got some sliced mozzarella, or you can use provolone. That's going to go around the edges. We've got some freshly shredded mozzarella, a little bit of oregano, and some Romano, which is going to be put on top. So now that you see what you're going to need, let's go ahead and put this together. All right, so we're going to start with the dough. So where do we start, D? All
right, we start with the dough with a little flour on the cutting board to roll it out. Use your fingers to get it started, or you can just, whatever makes it easier for you. Then I just use the roller and I roll it out. And Mike's got that 12-inch pan over there. So when you roll out the pizza dough, you're going to need a 14-inch circle because it's going up the sides.
Okay, so important note, everybody. So you want a dough that's going to not only cover the bottom of the skillet, which is 12 inches, but there's our oven ready to go. So we want something that's going to be able to go up the side. So you got to give yourself a little bit of breathing room with this dough. Roll it out a little bit further than what you think. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and get this set in the pan.
Flop it in. It's almost like making a pie. Oh, it is, pizza pie.
You know when you're in for a good pizza. I could just tell from the smell of this dough. Last time I used store-bought dough. One of these days I'll be able to finagle his recipe for this dough out of him. Probably not in time for this video description though.
No, not today. Okay, that's our dough.
All right, the dough's all set. Now we're going to go ahead and get this cheese around the edges.
Okay. Now what we do is we put a little sauce on the bottom.
Now this is one of the spots where I think I messed up last time, is I think I used a little bit too much sauce.
Right, sauce goes a long way. You don't need a lot of sauce.
So pretty much just enough to cover.
Right, right. Okay, now the fun part. Cheese.
Oh, here we go. Globs of cheese. Here we go.
Put it in, spread it around good.
All right, so we've got this set to go. What's next?
More sauce.
More sauce, all right.
Now remember, when the cheese melts, the sauce is going to spread. So you don't need a lot of sauce on the top. Okay. It's good.
All right.
A little Romano on the top. With a little oil, olive oil. Not a lot. Good. And a sprinkle of oregano.
Man, that smells delicious.
Now we got to cut the sides.
Okay. Any kind of
knife? Or you got a, oh, there you go.
So we're just cutting the edges off here. Now when I did mine, I just folded them over. So that's probably why I had that real puffy crust on the outside.
Good.
All right, very good. So we're ready for the oven?
Ready for the oven?
All right, we're gonna get this bad boy in. We've got our oven set at what, 450 degrees. Let's get this bad boy in the oven. Okay, so we've got our bubbling around the edges. We pulled this. Now we want to stop this from cooking. We want to get it out of this pan. So we're going to go ahead and transfer this to the cutting board. And there we go. There's our finished product. Now we added a little bit of Romano on this after we took it out of the oven. We've let it cool now for about 7 minutes. We're going to give it 1 or 2 more minutes and we're going to cut into this. But this looks and smells absolutely glorious. My favorite word. So we're going to give this a couple more minutes and then we're going to cut into it here and see how we did. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and cut this. All right, time to serve a couple of these up. Glorious, 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 glorious. Are we rolling?
All right, let's taste it.
All right, now hold on, wait. I want to thank you for coming out and doing this because a lot of my viewers want to know how to do this, and we all appreciate you teaching us. So let's take a sample here. I already know this is going to be unreal. Look at that.
Oh, it's good. We'll have to make another one.
You could, simple flavors here, but you can taste every single thing that we put in here. I get a little bit of that oregano, the Romano. His sauce and dough, off the charts good. I'm gonna work on him for those recipes.
Okay.
Probably not gonna happen. So hey, I'm gonna finish this. We're gonna knock these pieces of pizza out, serve these up to the kids. They're here waiting. I want to thank you guys for being here. Don't forget to check me out on social media. We're going to have a lot of pictures of this cook up there. Everyday Barbecue Facebook, Instagram. Our other pizza's ready to come out. I'll see you guys on the next episode.
About 4 more minutes, 3 more minutes.
Yeah, then I'll pull it and let it sit for 10.
That's good.
Good?
Yeah.